Everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the dark come to light. Get on my level. Think I'm finna stop going when I turn 27.
All right, how's everybody? How my champions doing? We're gonna make winning plays every day. This is a special interview. This is somebody I grew up with, somebody I spent a lot of early years with. He actually lived maybe like 8 houses down from me when I was like 10, 11, middle school times. And you know what I'm saying? Real powerful. So his name is Jeff, and let him introduce himself to you. Let him know what he does.
Evening champions, how's everybody doing tonight? My name is Jeffrey Williams. I like to call myself a man of the people, trying to get everybody invested in understanding financial literacy and just understanding the power that we actually have, even though we might not understand it.
That's right. And we talked about a little something before this started, and I want to elaborate on that a little bit. Listen, if if you know somebody that does something, man, shout them out. Like send,
Absolutely.
and especially if it's something that you don't do, send business their way because you never know how things work in the long run. Like that could be their one break, or that can be the confidence that they need to keep going with their business or to keep trying or just to keep them in a positive space. So don't look at somebody else winning as a loss for you. Look at it like I gave them positive energy because you're going to get the positive energy back in a way that you don't even know. So just shout people out if you see somebody doing something, because here's how it happened. Here's how organic it is. I see him. So we got each other on Facebook, and I see him always letting people know about stocks, about options, about, different plays he can give them. And, I'm like, man, that's powerful. Like he putting people on. And that made me, you know what? Hey, let me hit him up. Let me ask him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this interview. And he agreed, we finally found a day where we can all put everything together. And here we are, man, we're doing it. So this just shows the power of social media and networking. Like it could just be a day where things line up the right way and you're doing your interview or you got things going the way you want to. So just know, like,
Absolutely. And I'll also add that there's one thing that I like to say that's been very helpful and very powerful for me in my life. Conversation rule the nation, man. Anything that you got going on, you never know what the value of a conversation may be. One thing I like to say is if I give you $1, whether it be 1 through 100, if I give you $1 bill, the value of that dollar bill is already printed on the dollar bill, even though it's really not even technically worth what it's even printed on. But the value of it cannot exceed what's printed on the dollar bill. But these conversations that we are having, the value grows tremendously the more we execute the information that's being passed on from one another.
yep. See that? See that power? So first thing we're gonna do, I'm at my website. I'm gonna let you guys know what this is. This is the Champions Playbook merch. This is my merchandise. Whatever I'm selling is going to be on here. So if you guys got a chance, check it out. I got all kind of stuff: stickers, hats, towels, women's clothing, men's clothing, stuff for sports. A lot of people love sports or whatnot. A lot of things for different careers. So if you're getting into a specific career like handyman, you work out, everybody loves to work out. If you're a business owner, if you're a trucker, this has all that gear in the healthcare industry. Phone cases, just to let you know that, you can support and you can have something, you can wear something that supports business owners and independent mindset. So when you get a chance, check out this website. Links are going to be in the description. Also, all Jeff's links are going to be in the description. If you want to learn more or if you want individual coaching calls, he does all those consultation type material. So all you got to do is hit him up on his links. Also, we're going to be linking his Cash App, things like that. So if you want to donate, anything to him for giving you this information, that's his Cash App is going to be the same Cash App forever. So if you see his interview 10 years down the road and you say, you know what, I learned something from that. That was powerful. I appreciate it. Go ahead and send him something to his Cash App. You know what I'm saying? You could still send him a message and say, hey, I appreciate you. Here's just a donation for looking out. All the information is going to be down there. So definitely utilize that and tap in with him because he's,
Absolutely.
you know, we want to thank him for getting on here. You know, he's taking time out of his day where he could be coaching, mentoring, taking care of, you know, clients, but he's taking that time out of his day to holler at us. So we really want to appreciate him for doing that.
I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all get on the Champion Playbook and y'all get up in there, grab y'all some merch, man.
Appreciate you, bro. So the two main trading platforms that a lot of people use are Webull and Robinhood. And I wanted you to kind of break down which one is the better one to use and why you think that that's the better one to use. And we're going to go ahead and break that platform down.
Well, I'll start with, I'll probably say that Robinhood is probably better for first starting out and beginning investors.
Okay.
It's a very simple platform to use. The mobile app is pretty easy. You don't even really need too much of a walkthrough. You can actually just play around with it and get the hang of it. But as you said, I do offer consultations. I do offer walkthroughs for those that are more of, you know, hold my hand and walk me through it and I'll never need you again, learners. I got you.
Okay.
So yeah, I use more so Robinhood for crypto now. I have a few dollars that I had in there. I swapped everything out and just went in on Doge. So you can imagine how happy I am right now.
Oh, you going up like, are you at least 10x already? So.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm definitely happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
But so yeah, Robinhood is pretty good. The one thing I'll say about Robinhood, as most of you know, with everything that's been going on with GameStop and all the rest of the other companies that have been in this short squeeze situation that's been going on for the past few months. The one thing about Robinhood is, and I also saw today, that once Doge started going up, they started to try to put like a limit and try to block trades. So this is the second time I've seen myself personally. I've seen things happen to where they've kind of like stopped me from making more money. I'm always gonna make money, but they kind of stopped me from making more money.
Now hold on.
So
quick question: They didn't stop your crypto.com, right? That's
absolutely not.
Right? Okay.
Oh, absolutely not. Crypto.com. That's what I use as a savings, but we gonna get into that later.
That's for sure. See, that's what I'm saying. So, just so you guys know, he's letting you guys know about why Robinhood is great, but also that Robinhood was kind of like the first free trading platform out there. So they have this leverage that they can kind of, everybody's making all this money and taking away from the hedge funds and this and that. And they could stop you from, let's just say you were in a position to make, 10,000, but you say, you know what, I like my position, I'm gonna double down, and you could have made 30, 50, 100, 150. You were stopped. So be aware of that kind of stuff before you fall in love with the app. Know that they can unplug you and do these different things. And that's why he's letting you guys know that, after you learn the ins and outs, that Webull is probably the better platform to get into.
Absolutely. And also Robinhood, they've actually had some lawsuits. I don't exactly know how those went, whether they were settled or whatever the case may be. But I also know that they themselves are starting an IPO soon. Okay. So that's also something that you might want to watch out for. Is they probably not too concerned with your dollar if they got some dollars going in motion right now at this moment.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because everybody's going to push Robinhood. That's the most known platform. But understand that there are certain risks that you need to watch out for. And, pay attention to that kind of stuff. He's putting you guys onto this stuff. So research this kind of stuff. Get on Google. Get on wherever you got to get on. Research this stuff before you got a lot of money tied into something that, can be locked up or things like that. So be on the lookout for that kind of stuff.
And also for those that aren't already aware, IPO is an initial public offering. It's when you first take your company to become publicly traded by retail investors like you and I.
100% correct. So now that people understand what Robinhood is, we're gonna go to your bread and butter, and that's Webull.
Oh
Slide
man,
over.
we gotta run with the Bulls, man.
That's right. So if somebody, let's just say we do this. WV, somebody goes here and they go to the website and they look at it. Um, if you could break down exactly what this says. So if they just first time reading this, enjoy tech, enjoy investing, zero commission and no deposit minimums. Everyone gets smart tools for smart investing. So zero commissions, what does that mean exactly?
So zero commissions mean, ironically enough, years, well, back in the past, you would have to, if you wanted to purchase a stock or purchase stock in a company, you would more than likely have to pay a premium in order to make the purchase. Meaning, like how when you pull money from the ATM and they charge you to pull your own money out, they charge you to spend your money.
Right.
So nowadays we have the convenience and the freedom that we don't have to pay a single dollar through some of these apps. Well, most of these apps, honestly, they've actually transformed the entire way that trading is actually like the whole game has been changed by these free platforms.
Okay.
But basically, oh, go
Okay.
ahead.
So let me get this straight. So say, for example, I wanted to go open a Fidelity account and I'm comparing it to Webull. And let's say I wanted to buy $10,000 worth of Tesla stock on Fidelity, or the other option was coming to Webull and purchasing $10,000 worth of Tesla stock. So basically, you're saying that if Fidelity is charging me 4%, I can go over to Webull and save 4% on that trade.
Absolutely. And that 4% will actually be able to go towards the trade instead of being the premium that's getting left behind.
Wow. So if somebody wanted to take their investments that are in a Fidelity account or a Merrill Lynch account that do charge a whole lot of fees, they can just open up Webull and transfer those funds?
Yes, they can. And actually, Webull
Mhm.
has something on their platform to where they will pay whatever fees in order for you to transfer over up to $1,000. You have to have a certain amount. I'm not exactly sure what that exact amount is, but it's over a certain amount, and they'll pay for fees, I believe, up to $1,000. But I will say, Fidelity, apps of those natures, they're pretty much like the big dogs. I myself have a TD Ameritrade account.
Okay.
Um, it's something about being able to have that type of 24/7 customer service. I know TD Ameritrade, they have outstanding customer service. I can call them at any time and ask any question that's racking my brain. And they'll
Okay.
have somebody that will not only get on with me, but they'll get on with me patiently and walk me through whatever it is that I have questions on.
Okay.
So they do offer something. They're not just paying you just to whack you over the head. I will say
Okay.
that. But it's like I said, when you first getting started and you starting to make trades, you're not really trying to get charged for that. So
All right.
yeah,
Okay. So you see what he's saying. Listen, if you have the option to open up a TD Ameritrade account, like he's saying specifically, and it's midnight and you had a specific question, that might be a reason that you look into having a Webull account, Robinhood account, TD Ameritrade account, but for that, because there might be a specific person on one of these places that can answer your phone call at midnight and walk you through something. Then you could take that information, port it over to Webull, take care of your business, and go to sleep. So
absolutely.
so you have to understand that these zero fees, it is a cost with these zero fees, but also with the fees that you'll get somewhere else, you can use that just to get the information or just to do specific things. So think about all that kind of stuff.
And what I will say though is, Webull, they have a great while you're waiting for your account to settle and for everything to get registered, they have a paper trading simulator to where you can basically get in the trading market without having to risk your skin in the game and having to risk anything coming out of your pocket or your bank account. You can make a couple of trades and get used to the feel of placing the trades and understanding, reading the stock charts and following the companies and just getting to understand what it is that those balance sheets are even talking about, because a lot of those numbers, they can get real confusing if you don't know exactly what they mean. And most of the time, it's just worded in a way that you don't understand. You know exactly what it means. It's just not worded in a way you understand.
See all this? This is not information when you go to the website you're gonna get. This is specialized, detailed information that's broken down. So think about that. Think about that when you're watching this video, when you go to the website, think about this detailed information and think about if you're getting a consultation, how much more it can be broken down specifically to know, hey, I like tech. He could break down, hey, these companies have great balance sheets. He could break all this down to you. So understand that when you do get a consultation, it's not just, oh, this is a website. He's breaking down why you would use this one, why this is specifically good. So understand if you're getting more than what you pay for.
Yeah, man, because, it's like Jay-Z said, Hove did that. So hopefully you ain't have to go through that. I done bought my head and stubbed my toes and ran up into the walls and been Wile Coyote, been played and bamboozled and hoodwinked, all that and led astray and all that in the stock market just from trying to gain and gather information to whether I can even make my own mind up about it. And a lot of people are just trying to lead people just in order to get something from it, whether it be promotional, whether it be free stocks or to have someone else saying their name. This person gave me this information. But the information sells itself. I don't need to put my face on it. It speaks for itself. Once I like to say, I don't want to teach. I mean, I don't want to give anybody any fish. Any fish. I want to give you a pole.
There we go. There we go. See that? So he basically his main focus is trying to teach you everything you can learn so you don't have to, weekly say, I need another consultation. I need another consultation. He gonna put you on in a position to say, okay, I learned so much that when you on your next one, you like, man, I'm already on this high level. Like, where's the next? I'm trying to get on that next level. And so basically you're gonna get all the information to take off. To take off, showing you how to fish yourself. Like that's what you want, so you don't have to constantly pay somebody and contact somebody in the middle of the night. You're gonna know everything. And you rather be in a position where you know everything rather than, you have more questions than answers.
Yeah, man. It's just understanding the power that, like I said earlier, the power that you already have within yourself. Sometimes it takes a little something else to bring it about you. Sometimes you looking in the mirror, we all face what we face, but sometimes looking in the mirror just ain't enough. Sometimes you need somebody else to be like, hey, you got this, even though you don't think you do. Let me show you you got this. And
Yep.
that's what I'm more so all about is just understanding. Like I said, you have the power. Everybody understands what it is. This is basic math and numbers that we're seeing here on stocks on balance sheets. You just have to understand which way you're reading it from. And once you're, like I like to say, once you decipher the matrix, man, you become Neo.
You got that right. It's put in this
Yeah.
way. So I'm gonna go ahead and scale down this page. If there's anything specifically you want to key in on, just tell me to stop. I'll stop. Let people know what this stuff means, and I'll go forward to the tabs through the top, and we'll go forward like that.
Hmm.
Let's see. Okay. So trading privileges, stocks, options, ETFs, cryptos. So if we could start from left to right, kind of explain what's going on here.
All right. So the first option we have here is stocks. Now, excuse me. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, and just the basic power of of the stock market in itself. For one, the stock market was founded off of them pretty much placing bets on how many slaves they think would arrive on the slave ships. That's actually where the stock market was founded.
It's crazy.
So that's first and foremost. You have to understand that the stock market, what we are the stock market. So you once you get that into your understanding, you understand, like I said, the power is already within you. You just don't know it.
Okay.
So owning a stock, that is a portion of a company. Now, depending on what kind of company you own, certain companies actually, if you have enough stock in their company, they actually send you shareholder invitations and letters asking you to make votes on the things that they got going on with their company policies, as well as they kick back dividends sometimes, which is a portion of their profit. And the real power in that is when you have a stock, when you own a stock of a company, you own that company. You are a shareholder of the ownership of that company.
Okay.
So if I own Apple, I own Apple. I have Apple phones, I have iPads, uh, my whole family got all type of Apple devices. Now, instead of me just paying money on that device, now I'm actually a owner of the company, and all of the devices in my household are helping me get paid through my ownership of the company.
Okay. That's powerful.
Um, yeah, absolutely, man. That's what I say. Like, you just got to understand it once you unlock the information in a way that you can actually, take heed to it. Man, just deciphering the matrix, man. But yeah,
Okay.
like I said, just understanding, like you said, there's different sectors of the stock market. You have
Right.
tech, you have health, financial. You have so many different sectors. I believe there's 13, if I'm not mistaken, in the US.
Wow.
So yeah.
So each one of these, I want to just ask you at least one question. So kind of, go into it a little bit. So with stocks itself, let's just say, there's a company that's really, really taking off. Like let's just use Roblox for example. All the kids
Mhm.
play it. They're dumping. What the kids say when we at the store. Oh, can I get some Robux? And it's just going. It's a whole movement. It's a whole energy that make. It's almost like it's hard to explain. It's almost like you could play any type of game, but a kid version of that game, Roblox, they have like Call of Duty,
Definitely.
Roblox. Yeah, and so the
Yeah.
kids love it. They put hours and hours into it. There was actually artists that were having concerts on the Roblox platform. The kids was going crazy about it. Now, let's just say, for example, somebody got into a Roblox stock at $10. Is it possible for that stock to hit, $1,000 by the end of the year? Is that possible?
Well, I mean, it's definitely possible.
Okay.
The chances of it actually happening with that exact company in stock, I doubt it,
Okay.
but it's definitely possible. If you own stock in Tesla, they're pretty much one of the most volatile stocks on the stock market in its entirety. And volatility means just how fast it goes up, how fast it goes up and down.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it goes from, it was literally just like maybe six something a couple days ago, and right now it's like almost 800. I mean, almost 700, 800, something like that. But it can swing at the drop of a hat. It's more so the people and how they feel, and that's one thing about the stock market is the stock price only says how people are feeling about this company and how they're feeling at this time. The stock price doesn't actually reflect what the company has going on. So that's why it's always good. Anybody can make money off of a stock going up and down. But once you become a true investor, you start to understand what is the reason why it's going up or down. And which leads me to my next point, options. Once you become an investor, you got a little skin in the game and you start to understand the balance sheets. You need your fundamentals. That's first and foremost. No matter what you're doing in any of these four, you need fundamentals. That's first and foremost. But once you get good enough at it and you do enough educating yourself, you might want to start playing with options. Options is you have call options and you have put options. Call option is you saying that a stock price is going to go up, and a put option is you saying that a stock price is going to come down. You can make money going up or coming down. That's the one thing that I love about options. It's not just you losing out just because the price is going down.
Okay.
So once you get into the options game, start to understand. Me myself personally, I like technical analysis and I like fundamental analysis.
Okay.
Fundamental analysis is just basically, the do's and don'ts of good companies, what you would like to see on the balance sheet. And your technical analysis, that's more so your stock chart analysis. Once you get to understanding how the stock charts move, and me, myself personally, I like to set up my indicators. Uh, an indicator is something that you put on your screen, on your stock chart screen, to help you notice other things like the MACD indicator. MACD indicator lets you know once a stock has gone up, as far as whether it's being bought or if it's coming down, whether it's being sold too much. They also have the RSI indicator. It's a relative strength indicator. It goes between the normal numbers with that is between 30 and 70, 70 being overbought and 30 being oversold. So you have indicators that also help you to understand and see, okay, the stock price is going to start to come down. Okay, it's about to go on a run. It's going up. Let me go ahead and get in before it goes, make my money. Even if it comes down, I can make my money on the way down with options.
Okay. So let me get my options question. So you put options play together, and how long does it take for you to get paid from that options? Say you, for example, you said in your options play that a certain stock is going to fall a little bit, or however it was set up. That
Mhm.
happened. How far from there do you get your get paid from that?
Well, that's the one thing with the options that are a little bit tricky. That's why I said once you have a little better understanding of the stock market itself, that's when you want to actually jump into options. You don't want to just jump and dive straight into options,
Right.
because option play can, let's say, like a regular stock like Apple.
Right.
If I say, I believe Apple right now is about 132, 133. If I say right now that Apple will go up to, let's say, 140. Now, if I own 100 shares of Apple, I will have that. What would that be? $7 profit times 100. That would be $700 a profit that stock has made me. Now, if I own an option, and the option itself is 100 shares into a contract. So if I own an option of that same Apple play and it goes up those same $7, I can make 10 times that. And that's when you get the understanding that those options are just, it's just a little bit, not even a little bit, it's just way spicier. Them options, you talking spicy.
Man, I see that. I see crazy potential. Crazy.
I want to actually answer your question because you asked me what date it had to, like what was the date period.
Yeah.
With options, you set your contract date to whichever. Some go weekly, some go monthly, some go every few months, depending on what company it is. But it'll go basically as long as the stock starts to go in the direction that you placed your bet on, pretty much saying that it will go. Like if I said it would go to 140, once it starts to go in the direction of 140, I'm already making money. It doesn't necessarily have to reach that full price, but I'm gaining the maximum value of my option contract if it actually does reach the price.
It's crazy. Man.
Yeah, and like if you had like people that had like option plays on GameStop, and that's what really happened. That's why they had to shut down the whole market basically for those companies. Was retail investors, regular people like you and I, were becoming millionaires off of the stock.
Mm.
And because of the fact that not only were we becoming millionaires, but the billionaires and trillionaires were losing that much money as well. So, that's when it's a conflict of interest. They'll let us win just enough to where it ain't taken out of their pockets. So you got to
Yeah.
understand it's a tricky game.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I feel like that's why everything's a little bit more difficult, because once you crack that $1 million, $2 million, you could take that money. You could say, okay, well, now that I got this million, I'm gonna be in the area. Like if you're in Southern California, for example, one of the three biggest real estate areas is the Antelope Valley, Victorville, Apple Valley area, and then the Hemet area. So if you say, I'm gonna take this money and now I'm in the the Antelope Valley. I'm gonna buy two houses out here. I'm gonna live off one house, live in the other one, and I ain't gotta play in y'all game no more. They don't want to do that because now you have control. Now you have leverage. Now this other house went up. You can sell it, do whatever you want with it. You got control now. And the more people that have control, the less you can be manipulated because you'd be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with y'all on this level. I got ownership. I got control. So, they.
Absolutely. And it also shows you that there's another way. Don't get me wrong. When you're a business owner and you're owner of your own company, that is definitely ownership. But you can step into the stock market and become owner of a company as well with the same power. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. You are a business owner once you own stock in the company. You
Gotcha.
own that company. It might be a small piece, don't get me wrong, but you are
But it's ownership.
definitely an owner. Exactly. So it's like you have to understand, like you said, with the real estate and diversifying your portfolio, understanding that you want to be able to buy back your time, even if you are working for yourself, you want to be able to buy back your time and be able to do whatever it is that you want to actually do.
Right.
And no matter what, I just don't believe, and not to say that there's anything wrong with thinking this way, or because I once did, and I'm not too far removed from it myself, but I just don't believe that anybody else should have the power to tell me that I can't spend time with my kids and my
Mhm.
wife. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to buy back your 24 hours, man. And one of the ways that we could do that is by acquiring assets that become passive income. And these stocks, that could be another way. Like you said, real estate is definitely a way. You just pointed out that you can have one house paying for itself with another house.
Mm-hmm.
So that by itself, and like I said, if you have ownership in these companies with these stocks, some of them pay dividends. Some of them pay nice dividends, in fact. JP Morgan, Prudential, those are two great paying companies that are great companies as well.
Right.
So it's just understanding that we all JP Morgan is like 150 right now.
Okay.
Prudential is creeping up on $100. That stock was just $60 a few months ago, and they pay you $4.40. Now they raised it, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like $4.64 a year. So if you own enough of those, they paying your bills for you. Passive income, buying back your own time, understanding that you can do that. It don't take. You have to understand. They tell us it take money to make money because they know that it's hard for us to make it. It just takes to change your mindset. That's all.
It takes a mindset. That's it. That's all it really takes. So going over the next one, we have ETFs. So
Okay.
touch on that.
Okay. So ETFs. That's basically when you're when you say, okay, I don't want to necessarily buy. I don't want to necessarily do the work and study in each and every single one of these companies. I'll buy an ETF. An ETF that I'm into right now heavily is the uranium ETF. Ticker symbol is URNM, and it's basically uh, a portfolio of all uranium stocks. So instead of just picking from one of the two or however many, trying to figure out which one you think might hit big, it's just saying, I'm just going to grab the whole thing and I'll take that for here and to go. So it's just you understanding that, like I said, and then even that, once you understand what companies are inside of these ETFs, you also have the ability to make your mind up and say, okay, if this one's leading the pack, if this is the number one company in this sector, this might be the company that I'm going to stake on. So it's just, understanding that as well, because ETFs will help you understand which ones are leading the pack. And you always want to, your best bet is to, even if you don't understand investing, the stock market, any of that, if you get into the stock market blindly, you might want to pick one of the best in the business because
Okay.
it's the safest bet.
True. Okay. So question on ETF. So say I like 10 different companies, but I only have $1,000 to invest and I want a piece of all of them and I see they're all in this ETF. Is that a smart move to purchase that ETF or should I do some more research?
Well, you should definitely be doing your research before and after, no matter what. One thing my father always used to tell me is measure 10 times, cut once. So you always want to do all your research, no matter when, before, after, during. a long time ago before you even get anywhere. No matter what, you always doing your research, always sticking to your fundamentals.
Okay.
But what I will say is, what I was referring to with the ETFs, that was companies more so in the same sector. What you're referring to is more so index funds,
Okay.
and that's more so like ARK Investments. Kathy Woods, she's the GOAT. I'm letting everybody know that now. It's one of those things to where, like you said, it's just multiple companies over the entire market. Like they have some of the greatest companies in their holdings.
Mm.
And that's actually one good one that I would invest is ARK Investments.
Okay. So
ARK ticker symbol.
giving y'all some info, giving y'all something to look at, giving for y'all, you guys something that will double, triple, quadruple, 10x, 100x. ARK. What's the ticker?
ARK. They have multiple. Let me, as a matter of fact, let me pull them up.
Gotcha. ARK. So check that out. You know, did all the homework and research for you, but check it out. Do your homework. ARK. See everything that they're about. See what's going on with that. But you
Yeah,
know,
so you have ARKF. That's
okay,
ARK FinTech Innovation. That's financial tech. You
okay,
have ARKG, ARK Genomic Revolution. You have ARKK, ARK Innovation, ARKQ, Autonomous Technology. That's like, electric vehicles. That one's gonna be good in the next 10 years. Long term hold, mark my words. You have ARKR, ARK Restaurants, ARKW, ARK Next Generation Internet ETF. So they have a couple that you can choose from. Another one, another index fund is XLK, XLY. Those are pretty much, if you're going to go with index funds, those are pretty much the cream of the crop, I would say.
okay. So give you guys some strong ETF plays to get into. Definitely get in there, check those out, do your homework, do your research, get invested up, you know, do your homework, do your research, and take things to the next level. This is our time to do something. Like, do what you got to do. Let's stop sitting on the sideline. Stop with the excuses about what this person ain't doing for you, for that person ain't doing for you, what your mama or your grandmama didn't do, and you stuck and you
Man,
down bad. No, you got YouTube, you got books, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got a million opportunities on this. On your cell phone, you got a million opportunities that when we was coming up, 2003, 2005, 2006, all we had was sidekicks and nextails. And the internet was very slow and you couldn't really do much.
we could play Snake.
Yep.
That's it. We could play Snake.
We could play Snake and then people could chirp us out of the blue and tell us
Yeah.
our business while we're in the store. That's the kind of technology we had. We didn't
Yeah.
have like this, the Apple got this button where you click it, can't nobody
Yeah.
contact you. We didn't have that. Our phones were so bad, you just turn the volume down, the button will get pushed in, your phones would break all the time.
Man, they
It was
used
a
to be
basket
rough.
case.
They
It was
used to be
crazy.
rough, man. But what he's saying is very true, though, because
Mhm.
the thing is, when we were living close to each other and riding bicycles home morning or home and to school with each other in Parkview Middle School, shout out my Lancers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was no way that we would have thought that we would have been here where we are right now. And the only reason why we wouldn't have even thought that is because we didn't even have access to the information. Nobody that even looked like us had access to this information. So now that we have access to it at our fingertips at every second of the day, it's actually, it's like people is using, I heard this today, people is using these phones as toys and not tools. So it's like you got to stop trying to be entertained, man, and start educating yourself. Collaboration over competition, man. Conversation rule of nation, man.
You do. Like, stop just using it for, oh, I'm gonna just go to World Star, or, oh, I'm gonna laugh at this person, or like, look, people need to hear this. Like, people ain't gonna like to hear this. People need to hear this. The add friend button on your social media is just as powerful as the block button. Sometimes you got to use the block button. If you see somebody on there just flossing, pulling up in different cars, and they're not really inspiring or showing nobody how to get there, you just basically you're just a fan. And you got to look at it like, if you can't learn nothing from them, then it's probably not the right energy, and get off that and interact with somebody that can show you how to get there. Because if somebody, they basically just laughing at you. Like, if you're doing something,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't mind. Okay, I give you 200. I give you, I don't care how much. I give you 1,000 for your course. Can you show me how to get there? Hey, the introduction course is 100. Cool. I spend $100 on food a week. You could now how expensive food is. Take a family of 4 or 5 to In and Out. You're gonna spend $50. You like, damn, that's just a
Easily.
burger.
Easily. Just for
Easy.
everybody, just for regular burgers. These ain't even the milkshakes, the extra stuff that the kids want. This ain't
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah, if you go Southern California area, if you go to LA and you want to go, you want to go to Fleming's or Roof Chris and you want to go to the pier, you're talking a $300, you're talking a $500 night just for a steak and a little thing of asparagus, and you go into
And
the
see,
pier.
and see, the funny thing about that is
Mhm.
now because of the fact that most of us, the way that
Yeah,
we come up thinking like that is a ridiculous amount to be spending on any type of food, no matter what it is. But
yeah,
truthfully speaking, that's not that much as long as you enjoyed yourself. We have to get
exactly.
ourselves into the mind state of understanding how
Yep.
to get our money back in our own
Right.
pockets. To now we can look at a menu or look at the how much something costs and not be deflected because of the fact that you wonder how much you're gonna have to pay on something else. Because that's what
Exactly.
we do. When as soon as
Right.
we see the price on one thing, we start thinking about something that has nothing to do with this price of this one thing. And it's just
Exactly.
understanding, like I said, like if you understand the fact that if you getting paid, I don't care if you making $20 an hour, man. You can make $20 an hour and that's cool. But if you could be making them $20 an hour, for one, I mean, if you could be working for them for $20 an hour, for one, think about how much you're actually making them or saving them with your $20 an hour. That's first and
Yep.
foremost. And for two, have to understand if you can get that from them, what could you get yourself if you just put your mind to it, took the middleman out of it?
Exactly. And that's going to lead me to one of probably the, I feel is the unicorn right now. The one that's highlighted in blue.
Oh man,
It's highlighted for a reason. I just think it's such a, it's just, there's so much potential. There's so much, opportunity there that people just don't understand that we have this opportunity, and that's cryptocurrency. And so if you could just let people know kind of what that is, what they're talking about with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, kind of, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with this space?
well, because of the fact that, well, to be honest with you, Bitcoin, I mean, cryptocurrency is nothing new. It's just now gaining a lot of exposure, but it's definitely nothing new. You have actual whole cities overseas that accept nothing but cryptocurrency. You can't even go there and spend cash if you wanted to. So this is something that it's nothing new. That's first and foremost. It might just be catching on, but it's nothing new. That's
Right.
first and foremost. Like I said, you always got to understand your fundamental research.
Right.
Uh, but it's becoming very, very popular. Uh, it's something that I myself did not understand the true concept of before reconnecting with you and you putting me on to exactly how big it could be because I understood it to an extent, but I definitely because of the fact that I've been so heavy with the stock market and understanding the value of things, and because cryptocurrency does not have a true value yet, I
Right.
kind of was looking at it from a negative glasses half empty type of way. But you kind of like flipped my cup upside down and showed me that the glass is only half full, brother. You
Right.
know.
This is the one I can let me tap in a little bit and let me let everybody know a few key details about crypto and why it's so special. Now think about this pandemic. The country of the United States has printed more money in the last year than has ever been printed in the history of forever in this country. So what you got to remember with that is the money over time is going to be diluted quicker. So, when we were coming up, they just had opened a restaurant, Doubles, right across the street from our junior high school. And we would go there,
Hmm.
and we used to get burgers, fries. We had $5 in our pocket at that time. We was getting a meal. We was getting 2 meals at that time.
Yeah, we both getting the meal.
Yep, fries this big, burger this big. We was feeling good. Now the money's been diluted so bad we can go to the same Doubles restaurant and still there, We can go there and $5 won't even probably even barely get one fries. 1 meal you're talking is $10. And that's
And
at it.
that's what people don't understand. And because of the fact that we've been tricked into being consumers and not owners, people
Yes.
think that the prices of things are going up. It's not the prices of things that's going up. The value of the dollar is dropping. So you have to
Yeah.
pay more in order
Mhm.
to obtain the exact same whatever it is that you're trying to purchase.
Exactly. So here's the thing with cryptocurrency. There will only be, I forget exactly how many million bitcoins will ever be produced, but that's it. There's no up, there's no down. There's this many and that's it. There is no counterfeit bitcoins because this is how many will ever be minted. So they know if you come somewhere and say, "Hey, I got a billion bitcoins," you're a liar, you're fraud. That's not how there's no way possible. But literally, somebody can go with $1, and if somebody gave you a year and said, "Figure out how to make the best dollar that can pass," somebody's gonna make one that's perfect. Probably, there's. I look at it like this: there's cash out here that's too perfect that no one will know. You could pass it into an ATM, into a bank, they won't know, and next thing you know, you're a billionaire. You deposited it in different ATMs. You did your thing. You gave it to people. You bought different cars. The dollars are passing. We don't know how much counterfeit money's in the world. We don't know. No one will ever know.
And that's the crazy. It's funny because I recently found out that they doing counterfeit fives now. So
See?
I remember it was only counterfeit hundreds at first. So
Yeah.
if they've come all the way down to $5 imitations,
Imagine.
you got to understand what that means.
Yeah, man. I don't know how many times I go to the store and you get you doing trading money, however it goes. I done passed hundreds where I got it from the ATM, but I don't know. I just gave it to the people. They put it in the cash register.
Exactly.
Yeah, go along about my day. I don't really even know. But cryptocurrency can't be fake because there's a certain amount. That's why one Bitcoin is 60,000 because it can't be faked. There's just so people have to understand since it can't be faked. If you get like Litecoin is um about being close to $300,
Hmm.
and there's probably triple the amount of supply. That's why it's so much cheaper. But it has all this, almost all of the same characteristics, and it can be transferred a lot quicker. So understanding that it can't be duplicated, if you get into a Litecoin right now, that's $300. And let's say it gets to, you know, let's just be conservative and say it gets to a quarter of what Bitcoin is. Then you still times your money by 100. You still won the game. So think about what you're doing. Because if you would have gotten Bitcoin at 300, you'd have been running around saying, "I have a Bitcoin. I have $60,000 and I bought it at 200." You'd be real happy right now.
No, you will have a ridiculous return.
Yeah. If I would have had this optimistic approach, because I first heard about it, I want to say 2011, 12 is when I really, but the only thing I was thinking is, how is this going to hold true value? That's the only thing I thought. And I didn't look into it more. But as time went on, I realized like, wait, this takes the control out of everything. You could just move peer to peer. Like I could literally just send you 2 Bitcoins and no one will ever knew what happened.
And
Like
it's
that's how
taking the
powerful it is.
control away from the banks because of the fact
Yep.
that what the banks are doing with the actual currency of the dollar, which is
Exactly.
the reason why, ironically enough, you introduced me to Bitcoin. It was the perfect time in and my walk of my understanding that I was gathering because of the fact that I'm thinking to myself, well, if I put my money into a savings account and I'm only getting 0.0000, you ain't gonna never get a dime from them, and that same money I can have sitting and pretty much gaining whatever amount of interest I'll allow it to gain.
Yeah.
Now, if you tell me if you can get 0.000 something interest, or if you can have a 25% return on your investment, which one would you rather go with? And this is only the first cryptocurrency that I've purchased. Well, not the first. This is probably the third cryptocurrency that I've purchased,
Yeah.
and it's like having multiple savings accounts. I put my money. If the coin drops a little bit, drop 10, 20%, hey, that's fine. I got some more money I'll put in. But once it goes back up, I'll have that much more because I have the basic understanding of how investments work because of the stock market.
You bought the dip. I mean, just in this day alone, Dogecoin has went up, has doubled. So if if you had 200 in there, you got four. If you got 1,000, you got two that quick. So that's just the opportunities with the crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. Listen, learn about how they work. Do your research. It's not lit. See, I'm not over these. It's lit blue for a reason. Think about why it's here. Think about when you're watching this video, like if it's on your lap, you're driving, like what's that blue thing? Read each one and go look at it because it's not lit up blue for no reason. It's lighting up, letting you know, hey, this is special. Look
Hey,
into it.
hey, I'm talking about something. Come see about me.
Exactly. Because you see my cursor's going over all this stuff and nothing else is lighting up. But you see this over here. You can see the logo on the back. You can see the B. It's lit up. It's like, talk to me, mess with me. Like, I'm here for you. Because don't be the person that 5 years from now, you could be, oh, man, this house going to my kids. This one over here. Man, I got something in Malibu. I got something in Vegas. That's how it is. And you sitting here working, for UPS 20 hours a week, bragging about hours, and I'm bragging about the hours I'm spending with my family. I'm bragging about the hours that I'm working out. I done sat floor seat on the Lakers. I done went to the Super Bowl and got backstage access, and I'm looking at touching the trophy. Why? Because I put myself in that position to be in these different places while you sitting there bragging about hours at UPS, which is nothing wrong with that because we all got to do different things. But understand that there's a certain place in time to where what is 20 hours? That's you can't make up a second in this life is gone. You can't when you turn 50, if you was in your 30s making smart moves, you can say, well, now my 50s, 60s, 70s and beyond, God willing, are gonna be special. You don't want to be like, man, my back hurt, my health is going down, and now I gotta go drive trucks or take penitentiary chances. Like, that's out, that's over.
And just like he said, because there's nothing wrong with that, you have to understand that we've been trained and put through what we've been put through to be the way that we are. It's not your fault that you're that way. It's not like you're looking at things wrong or you're in the wrong. It's not necessarily nothing you've done personally. It's just understanding what's actually out there for us and just understanding that I guess the way that I'll put it is if you can go to work, like you said, those 40 hours, you pay all your bills. You've worked your job, your bills is paid, but you're not. So what you have to understand is you have to start making smart moves with your money and turning your money into capital, which is the money that's waiting to be invested. Once you have investment money and you have capital, you can then begin to, like I said, buy back your freedom. Also, what you can do is one thing I like to tell people is, or one thing that I heard is you have to fire yourself and hire your money.
That's deep.
You want to have your money working for you, so you don't have to, man. I got 4 kids and a beautiful wife. I'm trying to chase after them all day long, man. I ain't trying to chase no money. I'm trying to have the money chase me. Exactly. And once you have your mindset switched around, it's just go time. You just understand, like you said, there's no more time to waste, man. All my time is to my kids and my family, and trying to turn my last name into an asset and making sure that they don't have to come up the way we came up and go through the things the hard way that we did.
Yep. I mean, think about it. If you think about it, Steve Jobs has been gone for a long time, since 2011. Walt Disney has been gone since a way long time ago. But his family is benefiting all this time because he put the work in and the grind in. And now his family don't got to go somewhere and listen to somebody say, if you're not here by 2 o'clock, you fired. Because I done been fired from a job. I done been situations where none of it made sense. I done had to move and all right, now I move. Now I got to start over. That's the worst feeling. It's stupid. When you're on a job for 16 hours and you're tired, but you need the overtime, and then you get home and you're trying to balance spending time and sleeping and trying to play or watch or miss a game you missed or miss a moment or miss a birthday. They don't really care. They're just like, go here, put these hours in. And
Man,
yeah, knowing that, trust me, be like these people that put the grind in front. Because I see, like, okay, you know what? Steve Jobs been going a long time, but I guarantee his family think about him every day. Because we don't know
hmm
how long we have. We could have another second or another 80 years. No one really knows. So put the work
man, the Walmart family is been in the top 10 richest people. They got a couple members, like I think it's like maybe two, three, four members of their family that's in the top 10 richest people in the world
in. Yeah.
constantly, like over the last 30 years or however many years it's been. So they've consistently been in the top richest families and people in the whole world for this long because of whoever started their empire. All
Yep.
it takes is one.
All it takes is
I'm
one.
a, now I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family, but I won't be the last.
Exactly. And so that's what's special about. So we're gonna do. It's 9:36 right now. We're gonna go till about. We're gonna go for 10 more minutes till about 9:45. He got family. He got clients he got to work for. He has life too. So we're gonna touch on a little bit more. I'm gonna get everything situated and put out, and we're gonna do the part two to this because this is something that's gonna live forever. People gonna be knowing 5, 10 years from now. Your job might not be working for you, or you just want to be like, man, how they living like that, or how's this person doing that? And you can get referred to these videos and be like, oh, well, he's speaking to me because here's the thing: everybody needs a voice for them. A lot of people talking about this kind of stuff don't look like them and don't speak a language that they understand. But we are speaking to the people that, you know what I'm saying, listen to the kind of music we listen to and go to the kind of places that we go and want to have a kind of fun and want to, wear clothes that feel nice and want to, you know what I'm saying, do real things. So understand that this is powerful, but we all have a life too. So understand that. But we're gonna knock the rest of this out. And then, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have a part two of this whole thing. So understand that. So let me just see what's
Yeah, man, and just understanding it ain't always gonna work out the way you expect it to. At the start of 2020, I was in the midst of trying to get my own personal business off the ground for my cooking. I'm a chef by trade.
yeah.
I was in the process of trying to start my own business, and ironically enough, COVID hit, which forced me to sit down and have to pick up these finances and understanding my credit and taxes and ownership and things of that nature. So, I mean, I know, it's a terrible thing, this coronavirus. And, prayers to everybody who lost somebody and that's going through whatever it is that they going through being affected by this. I
Yeah.
truly apologize for whatever it is that you're going through. But use this time, man. Use this time and don't and come out on the other side of it with something to show for it, man. Not just regrets.
For sure. What we're gonna do to finish this up, we're gonna tap into these. Now, there's many different account types, but we're gonna go over these two specifically that are right here. But know that there's a whole list of different account types that you have, but we're gonna go over these two right here specifically: the IRA and the individual brokerage account. So if you could tap into both of these for me, bro.
Okay, so individual brokerage account, that's like I said, more so for regular retail investors like you and I.
Okay.
That's what I suggest for everybody. The IRA, to be honest with you, I don't really too much get into the IRA because I know more about a Roth IRA, which
Okay.
is a tax-free way of saving your money. You can save up to it's either $6,000 or $7,000 a year tax-free. Meaning, if you make $50,000 in a year, you can put $6,000 away, and they only tax you for making 44,000. It's free money. You put that in a Roth IRA, and you save that for about 30 years, and you get all of your money tax free. IRA, they tax you. Roth IRA, they don't tax you. But so, like I said, I highly suggest the individual brokerage account.
Okay.
That's more so the way to go for, like I said, for beginners.
Okay. So listen, we covered a whole lot, and as a bonus on the way out, he let everybody know what type of accounts you should get. So at this point, if you're confused on anything, you got so much information already, and we're just getting started with this. But at this point, you have a lot of information. Take it all in, do your research, go to these websites, see what we're talking about, and also at this point, I want you to let people know where to reach you as far as on social media or whatnot. So if they got any questions or they want to set up coaching sessions, walkthroughs, things like that, where could they find you at on social media?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Pato underscore G4. Pato means duck in Spanish. That's my nickname for those that might not know me.
Gotcha.
Uh, Facebook, I'm Duck Williams as well because, like I said, that's my nickname, Duck Williams. I started a Facebook stock market group. Actually, it's called Stock Market Convo. For those of you that, if this wasn't enough, if you just would like to hear more information from people that are in the stock market, I got me and a bunch of my friends and people that I don't even know that are in the group that have signed up. I mean, not signed up, but that have joined in and chime in from time to time and give, basically their insight or whatever they can give. Just paying it forward, man, trying to help people get into this market, man, and understanding, like I said, putting their dollars to work for them instead of them having to work for it.
For sure. And listen, we if you farther along than us or you're more behind or whatever your situation is, that's not a problem. This is just showing you another option, another way to do the things you need to do. So if you're gonna go pro with sports, or you're getting ready to purchase a home, or you just hit the lottery, or you just got a settlement from your family, or whatever, something happens, this is a way to diversify your money so you can say, okay, I might have got 20 million. I'm gonna blow 2 million, but let me invest 10 of it. Let me invest five. And you know what I'm saying? Is there a strategy I could put in place for this $5 million? Is there a strategy I could put in place for this 100,000? Is there a strategy I could put in place for 1,000? I just got this extra stimulus. I ain't did nothing with it. And he can literally give you a walkthrough to say, okay, your stimulus is 14, my coaching call is 400. Let me walk you through what to do with that 1,000. You don't want to actively invest it. That's cool. I got a strategy for that. And there's plenty, 1,000 strategies he could put into place for you. And you could say, look at it in a year. And this is just with you not messing with it. What if you said weekly, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to tune it? You could turn that 1,000 into 20, into 20, into 200, like that.
Easily. You just got to know what you're doing, man. Like I said, the information is the information. We just putting our faces on it to share it with y'all, but we not taking no credit for this. This is something that we had to go through years of things that we did not need to do, but we had to do in order to learn the lesson from it. We don't
Right.
take losses. We only learn lessons, man.
Right. Let me give you guys a little nugget. We're gonna have a foundation of success. You know what I'm saying, with Duck, where he could really sit down and give you some of his ups and downs from his story. Cause I believe he has a really powerful, to where he is now, man, he got such a powerful story.
I
It's really inspirational. And I think, the world needs to hear it and to know that you
appreciate
can
that,
come
brother.
from anything and make it. But man, we used to we used to work for a company. I'm really going to go into all the specifics. We used to work for a company that would go door to door and do certain things. A lot of times, we would work together. And man, when I look back at it, it was very dangerous. Anything could have happened. We would literally,
Absolutely.
yeah, we would literally grid we work with this guy, and he knew like the back of his head. I mean, you'd be surprised how big this Antelope Valley is, because he knew every street. He knew how to get in, how to get out, how to do. We would literally work for 2 months and never work in the same area. And it was maybe like 20 of us that would go hit a neighborhood, tear it up and down, hitting every house, selling items. And this would last for 2 months where we wouldn't see the same house. Like, that's how incredible it is, because it's really not that big out here. But once, if you know your ins and outs, it can feel enormous. And we would do this after school and on the weekends for literally, we probably worked, I'm not exaggerating, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a day. For on a great day, you're leaving with $200. On a bad day, you're leaving with nothing. That's how up and down it. We talk about volatile. It was volatile. It was some
Man,
people
you ain't lying.
that will have $300-500 in their pocket at night. We'd be like, I don't know how you did that. And sometimes it would be us, and we'd be like, man, I came up. And other nights, other weeks, you was just out there hanging out. But we were out there sometimes with no phone, no nothing, in the neighborhood we don't know, around people we don't know, for hours, middle of the night, sometimes midnight in the cold. And we was just kind of out there trying to figure it out. But we knew one thing: we didn't want to be broke. But I will say this: looking at it from the rearview mirror, there's a better way.
Hey, but I will say this, and there's definitely a better way. But I will say this: looking back on it is one thing that I've thought about it, and it's something that I want to leave people with is understanding the things that you've gone through can be the fuel itself that you need. Like, who would have known that when we were going door to door, thousands, hundreds of doors, and getting told no by every single door?
Yeah.
Who would have known that those hundreds and thousands of no's would have trained us to be able to talk to people that the way that we do now, and understanding what people going through, and understanding what they need, how to get them what they need, even if they don't know what they need themselves.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It was a terrible thing for us to go through, but we definitely gathered the lessons that we needed in order to take us to the next stage in life. And like you said, we were 12, 11, 13 years old doing that. We're now in our early 30s with those same exact values and those same gems that we gathered from taking that on day by day and putting it to use now in our everyday life. So just people
Yep.
got to understand, you got to turn your pain into profit, man.
That's it. That's what you got to do. Well, listen, everybody stay strong. Take notes from this. Tap in with him. Leave comments on what you learned from it. He's gonna read them. He's gonna reach out to you if you need, specific coaching or whatnot. Leave your Instagram name in the comments if you need coaching or you need something specifically, and he can tap in with you through the DMs and through things of that nature and give you specific pricing, let you know exactly how much something is if you need specific work in a certain area. And he's not just giving you coaching or work; he's giving you a skill that you can use the information he gave you and go make money on it and do whatever you want with it. It's not like, okay, you got to call me if you know. No, he's going to give you a skill. So you're paying for a skill you can use the rest of your life. So understand that this is not just a coaching call. You're making an investment.
It's an investment in your education and in your future. Not only your future, but something that I tell people once I get them signed into Webull and they registered everything, they get their free stocks, because you get free stocks from signing up. You use my link. I'll tell them, and I message them, I'll tell them, congratulations, you just changed the trajectory of you and your family's entire lives. And I don't think they understand what I truly mean, but once they catch it, they'll catch it. It's understanding it's not just you, it's your kids that I'm looking at. I'm looking at your great grandkids. I'm looking at the rest of the entirety of your family throughout the future of history. And instilling this in you right here, right now, will ensure that they will be fed for years to come.
Exactly. Well, listen, that was part one. We got a lot more to dive into. As you see this, there's so much more information as you see here. Just looking at he was also going over a lot of this stuff that we got to dig into a little bit more. But there's a lot more that we're going to tap into. But this was just part one. There's definitely going to be a part two to this. So stay tuned for that. I want to shout him out for getting on here. And we're going to stay powerful, stay connected, reach out to the people that you know. Hey, you're going to get some no's, just like he explained. But just know that your yes might be 100 no's away, but you'll never get to the yes if you don't go through the no's.
Absolutely.
All right, stay champions, stay making winning plays, stay focused, stay motivated, stay dedicated, and it's only up from here.
Love.
check. I'm living my life with no regrets. Ain't tryna impress. We finish it less. No feeling, no ceilings. Touching the sky, I fly over buildings. You searching with healing. The ground I'm tilling. I'm planting the seeds. I'm reaping the millions. Hard labor, yeah, I put in the work. They all